Hey everyone, this time I will show you how to crochet a lover's knot mesh pattern. First I will show you the basic lover's knot, and for this we have to start with a slip knot. And then chain 2 and crochet single crochet into the first stitch. Then pull up your loop like this, and you can decide whether you want to have a really big loop or a smaller one, so it depends how you would like to have your mesh pattern. Then we have to chain 1, so make sure it stays. Chain 1, and then you put your hook in between here and then crochet a single crochet, and that's it. So this is the basic lover's knot. You pull up your loop and you chain 1, and then you crochet single crochet through here in between these strands. So to do the mesh pattern we need an odd number, so you should start crocheting 3 or 5 or 7 lover knots. So I will do 5. So we should have, we have 5. And at the end of a row, you should always add 3 knots. Always 3. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so now for the first row, we count 4 knots. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And into this stitch, slip stitch. So this is the single crochet in between. And you slip stitch in there. And then we need to we need 2 knots. One and 2. And then you count here also 1 and 2, and in between a slip stitch. Then 2 knots. And the second. And then 1 and 2, and in the last one a slip stitch. Okay, so we are at the end of the row, and this is how it looks like. So this is your first mesh row, and now at the end of the row, as I told you, we need 3 knots. Always 3 knots. 1, 2, and 3. Then turn your work, and you have here your mesh part, and we will do a slip stitch between these two. Slip stitch here, and a slip stitch here. After the slip stitch, in between, always 2 knots. So at the beginning of a row or at the end of the row, you need 3 knots for the next row, and in between we have always 2 knots. Okay, and here is our next slip stitch. Then 2 knots. And the slip stitch here. Now we are at the end of the second row. This is how it looks like so far. So we would now start with 3 knots and then slip stitch here, here, and also here. And if you want to finish your work, so if your mesh pattern is long enough, then you can finish your work at the end of the row in this position. You can cut the yarn and then pull it through the last loop and sew in your ends. Yeah, and then you're done. So that's it. Have fun and bye bye.